Yeah, 3 children, wife, and a grandchild. I've laid down my life for them.
I have 4 granddaughters.
Oh, I got 5.
Granddaughters?
No, 5 grandchildren.
Oh.
Only 2 of them are daughters, 3 of them are boys.
You're older than me, that's why.
No, don't go telling tales now, Phil.
I can't count much higher than that.
I have 4 children and 11 grandchildren. And that's what I'm doing this for. I'm doing it for them. It was a tragedy, and it was tough to see and to hear about.
That was probably the worst tragedy that it's hit this country since 9/11.
Obviously, I was driving home from Boston and Charlton to go to Pennsylvania, and I started tearing up once I heard it on the radio.
Each one seems to get more horrible than the last one.
Well, any of that is horrendous.
I mean, words can't even put into what it was.
Oh, it's extremely sad. It's sickening. It's an awful thing. Nobody should ever have to go through that.
I had to pull over as I was listening to the story. I was very, very moved, very upset.
I think most of us feel if we own guns, we have some semblance of being able to protect ourselves and our families.
This isn't a partisan issue, as you've probably heard in the media, and anyone concerned about gun rights says. This applies to everyone.
There are a lot of gun control laws that haven't been enforced.
Nothing that they propose is going to keep violent criminals in jail longer or take them off the street.
Criminals will be criminals. They don't obey the laws.
In the case of Columbine, I believe the number was 17. They committed, Harrison Claybold committed 17 felonies before stepping on school grounds.
Punish more severely people who commit crimes with guns. I think that would go a long way. I think that's the first thing we've got to do. Obviously, mental health issues and those kind of things have to be addressed as well. I don't think any of the laws that they're currently talking about would stop any of that. I mean, that just, you know, freak things happen. We have to understand that.
Let me ask you something. Why do banks have armed guards? Why do Brinks trucks have armed guards? Why shouldn't our children have armed guards when we know that there are psychopaths that will cut loose on helpless children? There's your answer.
Whenever you place gun-free zone signs around, this is asking for trouble.
I believe that we need to be ready to stop it if it happens.
I think there should be at least a guard with access to a gun in schools. When I read the Second Amendment, to me it's all about fighting the tyranny of government. It has nothing to do with hunting. It has nothing to do even with your protection. That's a secondary advantage that comes out of it. But the primary advantage of having citizens owning guns is to protect against tyranny of government. Somebody I know grew up in Cuba, and he came to this country at 16 years of age. And he said when Castro first came into power, he was thought of as a great guy, and then he started taking away all the guns, and all of a sudden he's a demon, and nobody can do anything about it because nobody has guns.
Katrina, yeah, the feds were going in and confiscating private owners' guns, right?
Some of us should not stay home when challenged to have rights removed.
You got to remember where we came from.
It's definitely a protection against tyranny. It protects us. It protects every other right that we have. And without that Second Amendment, if they take that away, they'll take everything away.
We're here today not because we want to have guns, but because we want to have the rights.
Gun laws are like giving a cancer patient a sugar pill or a placebo. Bad enough that the patient dies, but worse, that they stop looking for a cure because they mistakenly think they have one.